Let's talk about handling of solid foods in processing plant. So as I earlier said that because the normal day uh, processing in most of the countries and most of the processing plants is very hectic. There's large amount of material transfer, and that has to be really managed in a nice manner. And the equipments and materials they must be properly optimized for this purpose. So the design and layout of plant and how materials are handled, this is very important in a processing plant, and it would have impact on the efficiency of the overall process as well as cost and economics of that process is also dependent upon how well these materials are transferred, economically transferred, and they are transferred at time when they are exactly needed. So, if we talk about transportation of solid foods, it is typical to consider the movement of these materials, whether we are talking about the horizontal movement or vertical movement, or there might be some other angles attached to these movements. So these all complexities has to be considered while designing or choosing different transport equipments or strategies. So, if we talk about different types of conveyors which are used for material transfer, especially the solid materials transfer, they may be classified into different types. For example, they could be belt conveyors, there could be chain based conveyors, screws can be used. Gravity is one of the factor in which this pull factor of gravity is utilized for movement of solid materials. We can also use the suction pressures. This is called as pneumatic conveyors, and we can also use an old-fashioned system, that is bucket elevators, for the transfer of materials vertically. Similarly, in many cases, especially towards the finished products, there might be different other strategies which are used, such as forklifts and cranes may be employed in those times when the finished product has to be transported within the warehouse or within one section or one zone of the processing to another zone. So let's talk about these different types of conveyors in a little detail. The belt conveyor, as the name suggests, this is an endless belt that would be operating between two wheels or two pulleys. They keep on moving, and the belt keeps on moving and transferring food from one point A to point B constantly. And they are most widely used conveying systems because they are very common and they can be utilized for different kinds of foods as well and the raw materials. So generally they are used for solid material transfer. Screw conveyors, they are suited for again handling powders or sticky and viscous products. For example, peanut butter and granular material, they are more suitable to be transported through a screw conveyor rather than belt conveyor, as belt conveyors are very open sort of conveyors, so there are more chances of getting these things out of the main vessel in which they have to be transported. Bucket elevator, they would again, they are very much similar to belt conveyors. The only difference is they are vertical and they would have buckets of vessels. They are attached with these belts and they would be very efficient. There would be less friction losses in case of bucket conveyors. Then we talk about these pneumatic conveyors. They would apply the suction pressures and they would be used, they may be closed duct systems and they might use high velocity on stream of air for conveying food material or raw material from one place to another. So belt, screw, pneumatic conveyors, and buck elevators, all of them, as I gave you a little detail about these, they increase the efficiency of material handling and they reduce cost as well. For example, if you compare this with the manual labor and transferring material from one place to another, that would be highly variable. There might be a lot of chances of spillage or pilferage or losses, and they may be prone to more safety risk in the longer run. And the other benefit is they would be minimizing the losses of material that has to be transported, and most importantly, they are time effective, as time is one of the very valuable factor of production, especially for food industries or other industrial operations. So this is how we handle solid foods in processing plants.